Hey, it's Dope666 here for part 7 of my DVD update for all the horror movies that I own. And moving right along, this is really cool because I picked this up years ago, and it doesn't have all of them from the very beginning when the show first started, but it's The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror, and it has number 5, 6, 7, and 8, and really cool stuff if you like The Simpsons, and everybody loves The Simpsons. How could you not love The Simpsons? But really good stuff here. Really unique stuff. It's got the one where like Homer is making fun of The Shining and stuff, and the one where like the kids go to school, but it's like Harry Potter. It's pretty cool little Simpson stuff. I mean, what can you expect from this cartoon show? It's really good though. So if you can find the first one and this one and all the new ones, really good DVD to pick up. It's good for Halloween time, you know. And next up, I actually have not gotten around to watching this, and it really falls well into my collection. You know, I picked it up one day, and at Rite Aid for like $1.99, and it's like from the 1930s, and it's Edgar Wallace's The Terror. And from what I've read on the synopsis, it's basically about these crooks and stuff, and they get killed in the rain by this guy, and he's in an overcoat and stuff, and it looks really weird. And I'm not sure how this would be portrayed. The filming looks weird because if you look on the back, it almost looks cartoonish. And like, I'm not sure, like maybe a 90s video game or something. But I'll give it a watch and let you know how that goes. This next one is also a double feature, and it's the Roger Corman double feature, and it has The Terror and Bucket of Blood. And The Terror was a really cool movie because of the eye melting scene at the end where the chick just melts apart. And I definitely recommend finding that if you can find that by itself. Very good movie. The other one on this was Bucket of Blood, and it's about the beatniks of the 1950s and stuff. And like, this guy accidentally kills his neighbor's cat, and to hide it he creates a sculpture, and everyone thinks he's just this amazing sculptor, and he gets famous, and it's really weird, but he ends up killing this girl at the end and sculpts her. Someone figures out that she's actually inside, and it all comes crashing down on the guy. Bucket of Blood isn't so much the best film, but it's a good throwback, old school horror film. So I recommend just checking both of these out. But The Terror was really good. I really liked that movie a lot. And next up, I don't have part 2, but this is the original. And it's the 2-disc Ultimate Edition. It's even got the little metal tin. It's really cool little packaging. It's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original from the 1970s, and I really like this packaging. It's really nice. It's got the bonus disc and stuff. It's really nice. I picked it up at Best Buy a couple weeks ago, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, is a very good film. I definitely recommend checking it out. It's definitely worth a million watches. I can't stop watching it. So pick that up. And then this was the one that came out a couple of years ago, and it's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, and it's basically a remake, if you could say that. I'm not sure, but I actually watched this with friends a couple of years ago. I couldn't finish it because I don't know, I was a wuss back then, but I watch it now, and it's actually a pretty good horror film. I haven't even taken the stickers off, and but really good film nonetheless. I recommend checking both of those out, the original and this one here. So if you want to get a good look at that, seek that out. Really good film. And this next up is one of John Carpenter's best films ever, and this came out in the 80s, I believe. And there was also another one, the original, that came out in the 50s or 60s, and it's The Thing. And probably one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's got so much like cool animation and stuff, and so much gore, and it's just such a creative movie, and how they make the monster and stuff, and good storyline. It's just amazing, and I definitely recommend checking out The Thing. And the original. The original was really cool. I don't have a copy of that right now. I hope to obtain one in the future. But definitely both the original and this remake by John Carpenter. Definitely check these out. And this is the original from years ago, and I believe it's a British film, and I didn't like it all that much. I thought I would, but I popped it in one night, and it was actually pretty long, I thought. But it's the original, The Wicker Man, and not very scary, but it had a good storyline, and it's worth a watch, just to see what it's all about. But I don't know if I would buy it. I'd actually rent it and see it, because I almost regret buying it. But it's an okay film, you know. Just check it out. It's okay. Next up, one of my favorite old school horror films. I took the time. I had an older version that wasn't so good. It was on tape, and I found this at Walmart a couple months ago, and it's the Universal Legacy Series version with it's Lon Chaney Jr. as the Wolfman, and it's probably one of the best movies I've ever seen for its time. Very creative, good acting, surprisingly. I mean, for what it's worth, and it's got this really cool packaging that I'm just falling in love with. It's just awesome. It's the 2-disc version. It's got this old thing that has, it's like a little pamphlet for older movies and stuff that also come in the Legacy edition, and 2 discs in there all shiny, you know. And I've only watched this version once. I don't like to take it out very much. Just keep it in good condition. It's a really cool film, though. If you have not seen The Wolfman, or any of the old films for that matter, like Frankenstein and Dracula, check them out because they're awesome. Next up we have They, and this film was very unique as well, and it's about this chick who she's having dreams and stuff, and like there's like things in her closet, and by the end of the movie she's trapped in the closet with him and she dies. Very unique film. It wasn't the most entertaining, but it's worth a watch. You know, rent it, get it from Netflix or something, but I liked it okay. It was alright. And next up, one of the original really bloody films, and this is actually comes in like a 3-pack with Blood Feast and another movie, and it's 2000 Maniacs, and it's basically about these northern people from the United States coming into the southern region, and all the townsfolk eventually just kill them all off. It's really, really cool film. So check that out. Very gory and cheap gory, so it's good stuff. And next up, we have Videodrome. Really cool, unique film. Basically about how like TV is just ruining people, and like it's got a really cool scene where this guy's face just erupts from a tumor that's developing inside him. And definitely worth a watch. I recommend getting Videodrome. I found this copy at Walmart, so if you can find it there, go get it. Eat it up. Next up, I got this at Big Lots as well, and I don't know what kind of copy this is. It might be an older edition, but it's the original When a Stranger Calls. I'm not sure if it was but this was a really cool film, and it's basically about this chick. She's babysitting, and some guy keeps calling and harassing her, and basically the cops tries to call and figure out that it's coming from a separate line in the house, and she gets out of there, but then the guy eventually follows her years later, and it's a really cool movie. Check this out. It's really good. So When a Stranger Calls, if you can find this, definitely worth a watch. Next up we have Willard. It's a remake of Willard, and it's a guy that he basically controls these rats and he kills people, but by the end of the movie he drives them insane, and in the original the rats eat him, but this is a good film as well. Very good, and I recommend seeing Willard. And these next 3 films, these are more recent, but here's the first one. It's Wrong Turn. Here's the second, and here's the third that just came out this year, and they're basically about these hillbillies that kill people out in the West Virginia forest, and basically typical slasher films, but of the new age. The second one wasn't all that good, but it had Henry Rollins, so it was kind of pretty entertaining. I'd recommend seeing them all. I gotta finish this, so I got one more movie, and that's the original Zombie, and very good Italian film. Gotta love it. Very decent amount of gore. I definitely recommend seeing this, and it goes by Zombie 2. It's all the same if you can find this movie, and that concludes that. I will see you later.